Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac show. I said cognac, ooh, ooh. I said cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm your bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed to
dictionary, so I'm blind. Love sound from above to tell you that your mama lied. Oh, to tell you that your mama lets you marvelous for words. Broadway, everybody's can be and gay. When it's a bright day, all along Broadway. Sweethearts and those on the way to movies and shows. Just business and business clothes all along Broadway. Oh, too much, just you and Mary to ever be. In Webster's dictionary. So I'm blind, love sound from above to tell you that your mama lied. Oh, to tell you that your mama lets you marvelous for words.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and I'm here with the handsome Mr. Michael Arenella, a jazz performer who appears every Thursday night right here at the Red Room. Well, it's a pleasure to interview you here at this gorgeous place, the Red Room. It's so glamorous and so... It has a vintage feel to it. I hear that it's it's actually haunted. I heard that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, it's before the Civil War time. Now, tell me, Michael, where did your love of jazz originate?
I've just always loved old things. I've always loved a more elegant era. I've always loved old black and white films and just a simpler time, where we weren't so ruled by, computers.
Taxes and cell phones and...
Well, there were still taxes, but...
No, texting.
Oh, text, yes. Yeah, well...
Texting
no
and cell phones.
Yeah, we telegraphed back in the day. But it's just always been a part of me. I don't really remember when it happened. I think even when I was a little kid, I was very allured by antiques and old cars, and I used to hang out in junkyards looking at old junk cars.
I was reading about you.
Yeah.
Now, you're originally from Georgia, and your parents were artists.
Yes.
Were they artists, like artists as in painting, or?
Yes, both my dad and my mom were painters. Okay. And that is very much a part of my upbringing.
And they were also from New York City. And
yes,
now, what made them move from New York City to Georgia?
Well, my mom and dad both grew up in New York, to Long Island, and then from there they went to Pennsylvania. And my dad got a job in the South, in Texas actually, and that's where they went, and that's where I was born. And then they moved to Georgia. He got a job in Georgia. So he was basically just following his career. But all of my roots are here in New York. My grandpa was born in Bushwick.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
That's right, from Bushwick.
Yeah, Bushwick.
I'm Italian too.
Yeah, me too.
I know, of course, with the name Arenella, I know that. But not too many people know that I'm
my
Italian.
grandpa was born in Greenpoint Hospital.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and grew up on Judge Street and Catherine Street in Bushwick. So my roots are very much here in New York.
Tell my audience, out of all the wonderful stars in Hollywood,
Yeah.
is there anyone in particular, any performing recording artist or anyone out there that has inspired you to be who you are today?
You know, there are a handful of people that have really influenced my life through their music and through their presence and through the writing, and definitely I'd be happy to cite a few for you.
Yes, please do.
I would say Jack Teagarden was a big influence on me. Jack Teagarden was a trombone player and a singer from Texas. And he was a baritone singer, and that's what I am. And he kind of made the baritone a popular thing. Back in the old days, it was all about being a tenor. The tenor was the popular thing, but he kind of made the baritone voice a more popular thing. And he was a very, kind of relaxed, kind of genteel, kind of Texas Southern gentleman. And I love the way he played the trombone and sang. So Jack Teagarden. Also, I would say Duke Ellington. Duke Ellington's elegance and
Oh
refinement.
yes, he's wonderful, Duke Ellington.
Yeah, Duke Ellington really had an influence on me as a band leader. I would say I really like Humphrey Bogart.
Oh my God, yes. I interviewed Lauren Bacall.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
I interviewed her at the Tribeca Film Festival.
gosh. Was she
she goes,
amazing?
yes, and she says, honey, she says, watch where you wave that microphone. And I said, so tell me, Lauren, what are you wearing? The gown is absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous. And she says, I'm wearing the black dress. I says, well, I know that. But I said, who's the designer? And she goes, well, she says, I loved Yves Saint Laurent. He was my favorite designer.
Oh, fabulous.
She was really, I loved interviewing her. She was a wonderful lady to interview.
Very down to earth too, from what
Very down to earth.
Yes.
You loved Humphrey Bogart.
Of course.
What about Clark Gable and?
I like Clark Gable. I get a lot of people say
that you remind them of.
especially when I grow up, when I shave and when I have a mustache, and I think it's just because we're both kind of dark guys. Dark
Not
complexion.
so dark. You have light eyes.
I do. I guess so.
Hazel eyes.
Hazel eyes.
You're very sensitive to the light, I can tell.
I
My
am.
husband is too. My
really?
husband
You can
has
tell?
light eyes like you too. That's what made me fall in love with him, those light eyes. So tell me a little bit more about this Dreamland Orchestra that you established.
Sure.
My audience wants to know, how did that all come about?
Well, the Dreamland Orchestra is my orchestra, and we appear in many different sizes. We can be a trio, we can be a quintet, we can be an 8-piece, we can be an 11-piece. But essentially, it's just the name that I give to my band. And me, as a musician, I have to make a living as a musician. I don't have anything else to fall back on. I don't, come from wealth or anything of that nature. So if I want to put food on the table and pay my rent, I need to play. So
And you play well.
thank you. So for me, being a band leader was a way for me to take control and market myself as a commodity instead of waiting for the phone to ring.
So I feel with the talk show. That's
Yes.
why I like doing what I do.
Exactly, and I
I have more
admire that.
control over it.
Yeah, I made a choice to be an entrepreneur at one point rather than a sideman. I love being a sideman. I love to show up and just play my horn and not have to worry about anything. But to make a living,
You have to be more serious about it.
well, I mean, plenty of sidemen make a good living, but for me, the kind of lifestyle that I like to live, and the kind of work that I enjoy, I like to be in control. So in order to do that, I kind of develop myself as a band leader, and it's been about a good 10 years since I've been leading the Dreamland Orchestra in New York
Oh my
City.
God, 10 years?
Yeah.
What are the favorite places that you like to perform here in New York City? Do you tour, or is it just here
We
in New
do
York?
tour, yeah. We just got back from playing in Austria and Bratislava, and we'll be going to Seattle tomorrow to play a wedding. But
Yes, you do weddings too.
oh, we play a lot of weddings. Yeah, we probably play 60, 70 weddings a year. Quite a lot.
What's your favorite? What do you love to do the most?
I love to play for dancers. When,
Do you really?
yes, when people are dancing on the dance floor in front of us, embracing
And kissing?
and kissing,
You're
and
so romantic,
Yes.
Michael.
That's
Oh
what I
my
like.
God, you're such a romantic guy. I didn't know you were so romantic. Well, you have to be in this industry, right? Don't you have to have a little sentiment?
well, to me, music ultimately is about love. It's an expression of love
And romance.
and romance.
What is the most romantic city you've ever been in? He really has to think about this.
Think about that. The most romantic city.
Paris?
No, I've never been to Paris.
You've never been to, oh my God, you have to go to Paris.
I think the most.
What about Austria? That's pretty,
Austria-
Vienna, Austria?
Vienna was, I wouldn't say Vienna was romantic. It was very stimulating and erudite. And
Have you been to Italy?
I have been to Italy.
Rome, Venice?
I've been to Rome and Venice.
That's romantic.
It's romantic. but
Venice is very romantic. I went there on my honeymoon.
Yeah.
Very
I
romantic.
think Italy's romantic for
We
sure.
have to get you to go to with a young lady, and maybe you might change your mind about.
I'm game.
Okay.
I'm ready for that. I very
Okay.
much appreciate that opportunity.
Tell me what's next for Michael Arenella. I know you do the Jazz Age every year. You do that.
Yes.
Do you do that twice a year or
I do
once a
that
year?
twice a year. I do that in June and August of every year. And that's the big event we do. And then also I do a winter ball, which will
I want to
be,
come to that.
yes, we're working on a venue. It's going to be a very special venue. It's going to be the most elegant winter ball we've ever hosted. And that will be on December 13th.
Oh, well, I'll come
And then after that, we do our Sweetheart Soiree.
in February for
For
Valentine's.
Valentine's. So those are the next, professional things on the plate.
But what's next for you? What do you want to, in your lifetime, what would you like to achieve?
I would like to meet the right girl and have a family.
You want to get married?
Yes, and have a home. I have a home, but I have a house, but I don't have a home. So I'd like to make it a home. So that's hopefully what's next on my plate.
Well, I hope you get what you want, because you deserve it.
Thank you, honey.
I want you to tell my audience where we could go to find out more information about you as an artist, as a performer. Do you have a website?
I sure do. It's dreamlandorchestra.com, and we're also on Facebook. Just type in my name, Michael Arenella, on Facebook.com, and there's plenty of stuff.
Fantastic. Let's toast.
Let's go.
Let's have a drink and toast. I'm having a white lady, and what are you drinking?
I'm having a Fernet Branca.
Oh,
Yes.
it's delicious. And we'll be back in a moment, darlings, with more interviews right here at the Red Room. Keep watching Pink Champagne Kisses.
Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac show. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm your bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed to impress. One of a kind girl. It's been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.